Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My family and I are preparing to do a spending freeze. Now, not just any spending freeze. We're going to do a spending freeze for pretty much the whole month of December. I know, crazy, right? Because there's Christmas and we have birthdays in December. But we have the whole month of November to prep for that. Normally, if we were going to do a spending freeze for just a week or two, I may not prep for it. I may just say, okay, guess what, guys? We got to cut our costs. We're not going to spend on anything extra for a week or two. But being that this is going to encompass a whole month of no extra spending, we needed to prepare. Now, let me tell you the reasoning for doing this spending freeze. I was out of work for a month. Now, mind you, we were prepared for me to be out of work for that month. We were able to pay for our bills and buy groceries and things like that. But during that time that I was out of work, the company my husband works for decided they were not going to grant any more overtime for the foreseeable future. We thought it wasn't a big deal. We thought we would be okay. We could cover our bills, but then we realized we were going to have nothing for emergencies if something came up. So we had to buckle down and figure out what we were going to do. And then I went back to work and I have started making some money. I don't make a lot because I'm self-employed, so there are some gaps in there and I don't get a steady paycheck. Then another thing was dropped on us by my husband's employer. They decided that during the week of Thanksgiving, the whole plant would be closed. My husband is the head quality control inspector, basically. So he's already been told he can't work overtime, and now they're telling him he's going to be out of work for a week. Now, they are paying for the day of Thanksgiving and the Friday after, but only 8 hours each day. And then the other 3 days, the plant is closed and they aren't getting paid. If they want pay, they have to use a vacation day or a personal day. My husband is pretty much out of those days. He has 1 day left. If he uses that day, that means he only gets paid for 2 days out of that, 3 days out of that week, and there are 2 days he will not get paid for. We're debating on whether or not he's going to save that vacation day or use it and then only lose 2 days of pay. We just decided after talking that we're going to try to make this work with the spending freeze for the month of December. So during November, we prep. So here's what we're going to do for the month of November to prepare for spending freeze in December. The very first thing I do, and I've already done this, is I basically write out a whole list of everything that we spend money on every month. I put that into categories. So like I might have a category for our household costs, like our mortgage and our utilities and things like that, garbage, water. I have a separate category for charge accounts. Then out to the side of those, I write down the amount of each one of those. And then I have another column after that where I write what the goal number is for that expense, what I would like to be spending on that, if it can be changed. Most of them can. So I'm going to try to get some of those numbers down a little bit so we can better afford those when we don't have as much income. So then I also have to make sure that we are stocked up with enough food in case something happens in the month of December, because it is winter. We might be expected to have snow quite a few days during the month of December where we live. I want to make sure we can have enough groceries that if I cannot get out on a normal grocery week, we will still have food and we can live for a few days. While I am spending money during the month of November, I am going to watch what I spend. I'm going to try to reduce our costs for everything by using coupons, finding free stuff, Yes, I do find free stuff. It's not super easy. You have to know where to look and you have to search. But I mean, with Google and things these days, you can find just about anything. I shop at thrift stores. My daughter and I actually just went to our local thrift store because she's growing and I was low on winter clothes. I was smart. I bought 2 hooded sweatshirts and 2 cardigans. So, well, I bought this one. It's a longer one, and I bought a shorter one. They're both black. I can wear them with anything. So I figured I can pair those with some of the things I wore during the summer. For instance, I could use a dress that I had and put some leggings underneath, throw a sweater over, boom, I have a winter outfit, and I didn't have to spend a lot of money. I have sold a few things here from our house that we aren't using or that we just absolutely could live without, to make a few extra bucks for things. Most of it's been going towards the garage. And I've been just trying to reduce costs here at home. Like, I'm in the dining room right now, and it's the only room with a light on. I'm trying to keep the electric bill down some. It did go up a little bit. Our budget plan was 56 and it went up to 72. That doesn't seem like much, but in the grand scheme of things, with all our other bills, it all adds up. We've also been trying to hurry and finish our garage because that has been one of our major expenses lately, is the garage. We did get a small loan for some of the materials for the garage, and we are paying on that. On a good note, we have a very low interest rate on it, and we're going to try to pay that off as quickly as possible. So we're going to try to finish that it better be finished before December because we need to put our cars and things in there. We are going to try to finish up all our Christmas shopping in November, get everything we need for birthdays, and everything we're going to need for our Christmas dinner because we have a deep freeze. We can put it all in there. I have started getting ideas for making Christmas gifts. One thing I do every year, and my family loves this, is I make apple butter. My daughter is in FFA. My older son, was in it before. We order fruit, and it comes in about mid-December. And I've already budgeted for that. So I order this big thing of fruit with apples and pears, and I make apple pear butter. I save jars throughout the year so I can use those, and I have a way to seal them up so that they stay nice and fresh, and I give those for gifts, and people love it. I'm going to have to make a bigger batch this year. And I do make other Christmas gifts as well. I have a ton of craft stuff. We just get creative. It's easy to do, and people love it. When you put time and effort into a gift, they love it. We are also making sure stuff in our house is in working order. Checking the furnace, checking the windows, making sure things are sealed up. We want to make sure all of our electrical things are in working order. We did have that checked before we moved in, but we're just double checking. Making sure we have plenty of smoke detectors that are working in the house. Plumbing is in good condition, things like that. Because we don't want too much breaking or just not working during the winter time. And I'm not really sure when my husband will be able to work overtime again. So, and things with my work kind of slow down in the winter as well. So we won't have a lot of extra money for those costs. We have been putting some money aside, but when plumbing breaks or furnace breaks, it's not a small expense. So along with that, we are also checking to make sure our cars are in working order. Something just recently happened to my husband's truck, but it's a fix that is under $100, so we are going to get that taken care of as soon as possible. He can still drive it back and forth to work. He just can't tow anything at the moment. So we are making sure all of that is taken care of so that we don't have any troubles with traveling to and from work or getting the kids to school in the nasty winter weather. We are also trying to make sure that we make less trips with our vehicles. So if we're going out, we're making sure we're doing everything we possibly can while we are out, get anything else taken care of. We're not just making a quick little trip all willy-nilly. We want to make sure that it's a purposeful trip and we're not wasting time or fuel. one great way to save money and keep your family entertained and occupied is to find free activities. Now, if you live in a big community or a city, you might have no problem finding out these things that are going on in your area to do. We live in a small rural community. We have activities here. It's just really hard to find out what's going on because some things aren't very well advertised. We have a local paper, but nobody really reads it. And we have social media, but it's just not widely used. It's not used as much as other areas. So we try to keep an eye out for activities going on with the schools. We have things that we do with scouts. We have a local library that every once in a while they do things. They have a room in their basement they do activities in. You just have to reach out to the library and check with their calendar and see what they have going on. And we also have a local theater. Myself and two of my children, we are getting ready to start rehearsals for a Christmas play. So that gives us something to do. My other two boys are involved with either work or my older one is involved with work. And then my 11, soon to be 12-year-old, he does a lot with scouts and other things, and he keeps himself busy. And my husband, of course, he always finds something to do. So even though my kids may say they get bored every once in a while, we still try really hard to find things to do. And even at home, we can do game nights at home, watch movies. We have an Xbox that actually my husband and myself and one of my younger kids, we played Minecraft for about 45 minutes to an hour yesterday. And it was fun. We weren't really doing much of anything on it. We were just having fun, talking with each other, playing around. So there are many things we can do without money or with very little money. So when we get to the month of December, we will hopefully have some money set aside for emergencies, and I am hoping to have my expenses cut down by at least 20%. I know that doesn't seem like a lot, but with our income, that to me would be a lot. 20% is my original goal that I'm going to get to. And if I surpass that, I will be ecstatic. We will only pay our main bills, purchase necessities like groceries, and if somebody needs a clothing item or a new pair of shoes, but we will hopefully have all that taken care of by the end of November. I am only going to pay the minimum on my charge accounts and my credit cards. I normally try to pay a little over, but during the month of December, I will only be paying the minimums just to keep those companies satisfied. And then January, when it comes along, I will start paying over the minimum again. And lastly, we're going to try really hard to not eat out or order pizza or Chinese. So we're going to buckle down and make sure we make food from home. I've learned how to make all kinds of recipes, so we can manage. The only time we would go out is if maybe we had a gift card or if a family member invited us and they offered to pay, which I would still feel bad about, but those are probably the only times we would go out to eat in the month of December. And considering we're going to have a few family dinners and birthdays and things, we should be fine. That, my friends, is what we will be doing for the month of November to prepare for December. If you'd like to see more videos or follow along with our spending freeze journey, because I will be documenting this, go ahead and subscribe to my channel and click on the notifications bell so you can be notified when I post another video. Hope y'all have a great day and a great week. Bye.